So everyone, there's like this park in West Nashville, and there's this group that's called Reclaim Brookmead Park. And so basically, this group in Brookmead Park, they recently filed a complaint against one of the council members because the council member was like, "These are rich, affluent white people," and they're like, "How dare you call us rich white people? How dare you call us affluent?" Yet the council member that called them affluent white people, she herself was a white person as well. And white is a descriptive term, not a racial slur. She didn't call them honkies. She didn't call them crackers. She didn't call them white trailer trash. She didn't call them white trash. She didn't call them anything like that. She just said they were white. And not only that, I was curious about what this group was in West Nashville that was, complaining against this council member for calling them white, which is exactly what they are. But, of them wanting to cancel her, like, cancel her. We need to cancel her for calling us white, which goes to prove that cancel culture, not to get political, is on from both sides. Conservatives and liberals love cancel culture. They love canceling things that don't agree with them. They love canceling different points of view. They're not at neither side, conservatives or liberals, are about, freedom of speech at all. They're just as bad as communists and fascists and socialists and all those other political BS, but we're not here to get into that. But the thing is this Reclaim Brookmead Park group is anti-homeless. They hate homeless people. Like, there's homeless, camps in this Brookmead Park that are just, trying to have a place to stay because they can't afford a home or have the ability to get a job because they're fucking homeless. And this group's like, we need to get rid of the poor people that are homeless in our park and get rid of them and get them out of our park. We need to get rid of them and move them out of there. We can't have them there. We can't be reminded that there are people that are less fortunate than we are, because that means we might have to give a damn. So, I mean, obviously they should have been insulted. The fact that they got insulted of being called white is entertaining as hell. It's like, you got offended for being called white, which is exactly what you are. But, like, you should be called out for your other BS, because seriously, a group that's anti-homeless, like, what the hell is wrong with you? Just saying. And so that's obviously what this first strange true story is that a group actually literally got offended for being called exactly what they are. I wouldn't get offended if you called me white. I mean, that's the color of my skin somewhat, is white. I wouldn't get offended. That's a descriptive term. But, that's what the first story is about. So let's jump into other strange but true stories. So apparently, in this next story, apparently on Capitol Hill, there was a fox going around biting Congress people.
It's a beautiful day here on Capitol Hill. What is... Stop. That thing must be fine. Stop. It's biting. Stop. Okay.
So apparently, like, 9 people were bitten by this fox on Capitol Hill. But I'm sitting there thinking, I think that fox knew exactly what it was doing. I mean, it's politicians, and who doesn't want to occasionally bite a politician? That fox was just doing what we all want to do. We're like, I'm tired of this political BS. And that's what the fox was tired of. It didn't do it by accident. It was biting them. It wasn't rabid or had rabies, like the article says. No, that fox knew exactly what was going on. The fox is like, I'm doing Americans a favor, because these politicians won't quit complaining and ever find a solution to any of the problems that America has. So I'm going to do something about it by biting. This fox deserves a, like, Congressional Medal of Honor for, like, trying to rid, Washington of these parasitic, cocksucking something motherfuckers. And not any kind of cocksuckers. They're stuck in dirty cocks. They ain't even cleaning those cocks before they stick them in their mouth. But that's beside the point. This fox was just doing its American duty as an American. It said, we need to get rid of these parasites. And so that fox was just doing it's, trying to get rid of the corrupt politicians. It was doing us a favor. So thank you, fox, for doing it. Unfortunately, I think if I remember right in the article, they put the fox down. So this next story is about a man who landed himself in the ICU after an intensive masturbation session. Yeah, so that's right. You heard me right. So this guy was at home and he's just and then apparently he was like, oh God, I have trouble breathing. So he goes and rushes himself to the ICU. And apparently the man was like, I was just jacking it off. I was just pulling the monkey. I was just choking the chicken. I was just, okay, you get the point. But basically that's all he was doing. He was just, giving himself some pleasure and whatnot. And he started having trouble breathing. Now, apparently this man has a history of asthma, but his asthma hadn't been acting up. He hadn't been exercising really hard or anything. So they did a bunch of tests, a bunch of exams, and come to find out he tore his lung. He tore some tissue in his lung by just pleasuring himself. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. But I mean, that's why this is in this strange but true videos. Literally, the man was just pleasuring himself and he actually tore some lung tissue while he was jacking off. And that's why this is in this strange but true video. So a person recently tweeted that apparently at airports now, they have this self-checkout system, if you will. And apparently one of the things it asks you is, are you a terrorist? Let's show that on the screen right now. So there it is right there on the screen. It asks you if you're a terrorist. Which everybody has been poking fun at it because they're like, really? Somebody would be honest about it. Be like, oh yes, you caught me. I'm a terrorist. In all honesty, anybody that would actually be a terrorist, I don't think they would actually admit that they're a terrorist. They wouldn't like to have the airport people, oh yes, you caught me, I'm a terrorist. Yes, I'm Al-Qaeda, I'm ISIS, and you busted me. I mean, in all honesty, there's no way that anybody would admit that they're a terrorist. There's no way that anyone would answer this question truthfully. So what's the point of asking them if they're a terrorist? They're not going to actually tell you, yes, you are, you caught me. Now, some people have tried to explain this off as, oh, the reason they put that, Kai, is because then they can bust you for lying as well. No. I think you underestimate the stupidity of the American system. Trust me, they literally think you're going to tell the truth because they believe that politicians tell the truth. There are literally Americans that think Biden is the savior. There are literally Americans that think Trump is the savior of the world. So yeah, I doubt that with this question right here that they thought you were going to lie. No, they think you're literally going to be honest about that and actually admit that you're a terrorist. They literally actually think that, I'm pretty sure. But everybody was poking fun, yes, because a terrorist is going to admit that he's a terrorist. This is the dumbest question to put on the questionnaire, if you will, is by putting that question and believing that people are going to be completely honest with you on whether or not they're actual terrorists. They're not. Just hate to break it to everybody. There's no way they're going to be actually honest about that question. So anyways, if you like these strange but true stories, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified of future strange but true videos. Hitting that strange...
It's in Japanese.
That's strange but true. Hitting that button, if you will, that subscribe button and that notification bell cost you nothing. Completely free. It's cheaper than a cup of coffee. So just hit that subscribe button and that notification bell and you can be notified of future strange but true videos, my paranormal videos, and any videos that I particularly do on this channel, which is, strange but true, paranormal plus, strange people in history. Comment down below what you thought of any of these stories that were in this video. I'd like to hear your feedback in the description bar. Down below will be the usual stuff that's usually down there. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'm Mortika Lacrosse. As always, stay strange.
I would like to begin with a poem in old-fashioned meter. Be good to us, and we'll be good to you.